the end of the month or during the holiday, you will probably want to schedule extra appointments the beginning of the month or the latter part of the month so you still hit your sales goal for the month. You can't just arbitrarily say, well, I'm on vacation, so I guess I can't make my sales goal. No, you got to plan your work and work your plan. Weekly. Take time, the weekly one we sent you, take time like Saturday or Sunday to plan the following week. And I always do. My goodness, I wouldn't get anything done if I didn't have it planned exactly what I'm going to do. Do you have any appointments or meetings that you need to note? Are there any fun events that you don't want to miss? When will you handle routine activities like grocery shopping? You should mark that in there so you know how to work your schedule. What business activities need to be scheduled before the week begins? What are your office hours for the week? So we got to kind of look at things like that. So look at the one we sent you. And for next week, or even this week so far, just kind of try it and figure it out and keep looking at that calendar every single day. Daily, what are your top priorities for that day? And you're going to see it on that calendar. What is your work schedule? Have you planned time for your personal needs? Have you built in some flex time to handle emergencies? And we all have those, or some unforeseen things that come up. When you think about it, ladies, there's a word in the English dictionary that's really kind of summarizes what our business would be if we use this word. It's really a great word. I want you to get your pen in hand and write it down, and when you hear how I'm going to use it, you'll think, wow, I never thought about that. Okay, are you ready? The word is enough. ENOUGH. Okay, how do we use that effectively in our business? Enough is one of the most important words in our vocabulary. You will be successful in your home-based business when you, okay, are you ready? Spend enough time on business-building activities. Talk to enough prospects, book enough appointments, sell enough, and recruit enough to make enough money. When you do, you will feel successful enough to keep going. If you haven't experienced the rewards yet, it's probably because you haven't given it, are you ready for this, enough time and enough energy. It's a simple business, but you have to persist long enough to experience the rewards. You think about it, we have worked with so many people who love the idea of having a home-based business. And so many of you, I've heard some of your people, and they just love this business. But think about it, but have they ever gotten specific about what they actually want? They don't have a picture of what their business looks like. And it's important to visualize the business you want. The brain works visually, and I think you all know it. If I say something to you, you don't understand the word, you understand the picture. Then you take the picture in your brain and it converts it to the word and the meaning of that. And that's how our brain works. Everything is done by picture. So when I go ahead and say car, you automatically go not to the word car, you go to the picture of your car in your mind, which relates, oh, that's my car. So as long as you accept that, you realize your brain visualizes everything. The brain works visually. If you're going to put together a 1,000-piece puzzle, has anybody ever done that, you better hope you still have the box so you can look at the picture. Until you have a picture of what you want your business to look like, your brain can help you fit together the pieces. And I read that and I thought, wow, isn't that powerful? In other words, do you have a picture of what you want, when you want it, and how you're going to go about doing it? And you think about, do you have that picture when you want, what do you want your business to look like? Well, how about 3 months from now, or 6 months, or 1 year, or 3 years? And once you have the picture, your next step is to formulate goals so that you can make the pieces fit together. Your home-based business really is a platform for creating any picture you want. You get to choose. Goals are how you articulate your choices. Now, if you see your business taking you on a cruise, all right, visualize that picture, how you're going to get on that cruise, what the date you want to go on the cruise, and what's going to take place. What if you want a new car? Do exactly the same thing. Visualize that car. How much do you need? How many hours do you have to work? How much you can earn during that time, and get that done. That's time management. And we sent to you various things over the years on time management. Recently, we sent to you my plan for success for every new recruit. And we send one out to a new recruit. We really send two so that she in turn fills it out, keeps one for herself, and sends one back to us. Then we in turn will send it on to you. And on the back, I don't know if any of you ever found time to look that over and understand it, but I was going through that a little while ago with one of the girls in the office, and she says, you know, when you explain it, that really makes a lot of sense. Well, who would work and put in time if they didn't know how much they were going to earn? Would you go to work for a company? I mean, when we hire our girls here, they have to go ahead and we say, this is how much you're going to earn per week, but this is what we expect you to do, and we expect you to work 40 hours a week. Now, and therefore, that's what we expect them to do. Now, if they don't work those 40 hours, that's why we have supervision to keep track to see that they do get the work out, and then we pay them at the end of the week. Now, if they don't show up for work, they don't get paid. It's called, you know, time off. So they don't get paid. Sometimes we're always on time off and never at the work schedule. So if you go ahead and fill out this time finder, I'd like you to all fill it out and just kind of try it so you get the feeling and the emotion of it. What are you going to do Monday morning and the afternoon and the evening? And the same goes for the rest of the week. How many hours can you devote to this business daily, which accumulated during the end of the week, and how much is it? Say, for instance, follow the chart. I hope you have it in front of you. If, say, you can work 4 hours a week, that's all I can work is 4 hours. Okay, maybe you can do 2 appointments. If you're in the bra business or you're in the color business and skincare, maybe you can do 300 retail at that appointment. Or maybe it takes a little more time with less sales, but average. If you average $300 and say you do that twice a week, all right, that's only 4 hours of work per week. And in doing so that would give actually a weekly bonus volume of 1/2 of retail, which the retail would be 600. And that would give you half. That would be 300. If you did that every week, that'd be 1,200 bonus volume for 4 weeks. Total monthly retail is 2,400. Take 40% off of that is $960. Then your monthly personal purchase rebate, 10%, which is $120, which means that the monthly profit is $1,080. And what that is that you really would have only worked about 16 hours that week. Now, if you do this annually, and you do it every week and every month consistently, and you work 4 hours every single week, that's about $16,000 is your annual. Now, what we did, if you do 6 hours a week, we took that bottom line there, if you look across there, and you looked at that, and that means 3 shows or 3 appointments per week at 2 hours each and 6 hours work. And if you do that in a month, 2 hours, 24 hours, divided into $1,692, it's $70 an hour. Now, that's very good income, and therefore the hours you work are better because you're making more per hour. Now, that's time management. Planning your work and working your plan. It works if you work. And I can't stress it strongly enough when you look at this and you think to yourself and say, well, you know, I can do this, but I just don't have time. Well, find time. Look around and say, wait a minute, I'm going to take time and learn to say no. Sometimes you have to kind of say, well, no, I'm going to work right now, so I'd love to do it, but I'm going to work. But I can do it at a later date. And work that around. So, ladies, what I'm saying to all of you is that time management is just nothing more than figure out your why. Visualize the picture you want, and then plan your work and work your plan. It'll work if you work. And I know it works in all businesses, but that's because they have to go to work. Now, you have to make up your mind. Do you have to go to work? Do you want to do it? That's your choice. And we want to thank you for being on the conference call for tonight, and we look forward to next week, and we'll have something exciting. Now,